Have you ever stopped and wondered how you're actually built? I mean, really, deep down. Well, that's exactly what we're going to break down right now. We're going to look at the incredible architecture of life itself, starting from the smallest possible piece and building all the way up.
So yeah, let's start with that big question. If you forget about your thoughts, your memories, just for a second, what are you physically made of? What's the raw material that makes up you?
You know, to get our heads around this, think about a simple brick wall. From far away, it's just a wall, one solid thing. But get right up close, and what do you see? It's made of hundreds of individual little units, the bricks.
Well, guess what? Life is built the exact same way. Every single living thing, and I mean everything, from a tiny amoeba to a massive whale, is built from one basic repeating unit. And that's where we're going to start, right at the very bottom.
All right, so let's dive into our first section, the ultimate building block. And really, this is it. This is the absolute foundation, the microscopic spark of life itself.
And that, my friends, is the cell. You can think of it as both the brick and the little construction worker all in one. See, each cell is like this tiny, self-contained factory, carrying out all the basic jobs of life. Everything that makes you, well, you, moving, thinking, breathing, it's all happening first at the cellular level. It's kind of mind-blowing.
Okay, but one cell isn't enough to build a person, right? Of course not. They have to team up. And that brings us to our next level up, how cells start teaming up. This is where the individuals start forming specialized crews.
So, when a bunch of cells that do the same kind of job get together, they form what we call a tissue. It's really the first level of real teamwork, kind of like the first specialized department inside this giant company that is your body.
And here's what's so cool about tissues. It's not about what the cells look like, it's about what they do. I mean, think about it. You've got your tough, stringy muscle tissue, and then you've got your blood, which is a liquid. They couldn't be more different, right? But they're both considered tissues because they're both just teams of cells working on one common goal.
Okay, so we've got our individual workers, the cells, and we've got our specialized teams, the tissues. So what's next? That brings us to our third section, tissues forming organs. This is where things get really interesting, where different teams start working together to build something much bigger.
And that is an organ. Now this is where it gets really, really sophisticated. An organ isn't just one big lump of the same tissue. No way. It's a complex structure where different kinds of tissues, like muscle and nerves and blood, all bring their unique skills to the table to get a big job done.
Let's take a look at a great example we all know. The stomach. You might think of it as just a bag for your food, right? But it's actually an amazing example of how different tissues work together.
First up, you've got nerve tissue. It's woven all through the stomach. This is basically the communications department. It's sending signals up to your brain saying, hey, I'm full, or getting orders back that say, all right, time to start digesting. Next, you have layers of really powerful muscle tissue. This is the heavy machinery. These muscles are what contract and churn and mix all your food, just grinding it down.
And finally, running through it all, you have blood tissue. This is the power grid and the delivery service, bringing in all the oxygen and nutrients needed to keep the nerves firing and the muscles churning. So you see, you've got communications, machinery, and a power supply. 3 totally different tissues all working together to make one functional organ. Pretty incredible.
Okay, so we've got these amazing, complex organs, but they can't just work in isolation, can they? I mean, your stomach can't digest a burger all by itself, it needs help. And that brings us to section 4, organs creating systems. This is where we see the body's real grand design.
This is the system level. A system is basically a whole team of different organs, all coordinating with each other to manage one of the body's huge jobs, like digestion, or breathing, or getting blood everywhere. This is teamwork on a massive scale.
Take the digestive system, for example. It's not just the stomach doing its thing. It's a whole assembly line. Like you can see here, it starts with your teeth doing the mechanical work. Then the stomach adds the chemicals, and finally the intestines handle the absorption. It's a perfect step-by-step process.
And this table here really breaks down how specialized each part of that team is. You've got the stomach, which is kind of like the main mixing vat. Then the small intestine takes over to do the detailed work of absorbing nutrients. And the large intestine's main gig is to get all the water back. See? Each organ has a super specific job, but they're all working towards that one big goal: getting energy from your food.
And it's the same beautiful, elegant design in the respiratory system. I mean, it is a perfectly engineered pathway with one critical mission: get oxygen in and get carbon dioxide out. Every single piece of it, from your nose all the way down to the tiniest little air sacs in your lungs, has a very precise role to play in that constant exchange that keeps us alive.
Okay, quick recap. We started with cells. Cells grouped together to make tissues. Tissues combined to make organs. And organs teamed up to create systems. There's only one step left. Which brings us to our final section, putting it all together, the grand finale.
And there it is, the whole shebang, the complete functioning organism. This is the final product, where all those different systems, the digestive, the nervous, the circulatory, all connect and work together in perfect harmony to create one single, living, breathing thing: you.
So the big takeaway here is that you aren't just one thing. You're a massive, bustling community of all these interconnected systems, and they're all cooperating seamlessly. Like right this second, as you're listening, your nervous system is working with your muscular system so you can sit still, your respiratory system is pulling in oxygen, and your digestive system is probably still working on your last meal. It's this constant, incredibly complex, beautiful dance that's happening inside you all the time.
You know, when you really stop and think about it, going from one single cell to literally trillions of them all working together in perfect sync, it's just an absolute miracle of engineering. And that's our look at the body's building blocks. It really leaves you with one final thought. All of this incredible, complex architecture, this silent, beautiful system, is all happening inside you right now. Just amazing, isn't it?